You see, the clearer you are on who you are and what you want, the easier it'll be to shut out any judgment from other people, to not care so much about other people's opinions of what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because the clearer you are on who you are, the more you recognize that every single person has a different way of doing things. Every single person has their own unique stamp on how they make decisions, what they want to do with their life. And you begin to recognize that the more you allow other people's opinions, judgments, and decisions influence yours, you're actually living parts of other people's lives rather than your own. The clearer you are on who you are, the easier it'll be to make decisions and to know what is in alignment with who you are. And the clearer you are on what your goal is, the easier it will be to make decisions in alignment with that goal. That whole indecisiveness thing will become very obsolete. Think of it like this. You have a destination you want to go to. Being clear, having clarity, is like being able to type in the exact address into the GPS. Versus not being very clear and being pretty vague with your goal and not having a good understanding of who you are as a person is like typing in the town of your location and expecting to be brought to where you want to go. You'll be able to identify the actions, the thoughts, and the behaviors that will then allow you to become closer to obtaining that goal or to obtain it completely, right? And those thoughts and those actions and those behaviors will be a true reflection of your uniqueness because you are clear on who you are. You see, when you're not clear about who you are as a person and you're not clear as to what your goal is, the more opportunity there is for external influences to steer you off your path. People, places, and things that are around you can then influence where you go on your journey in life and how you do things, how you think about things, and your perspective in general. Perhaps your parent may impose a career choice upon you, or the media, including social media, will influence what you think your life should be like, how you think you should look. If you don't know who you are, your peers, your friends, your coworkers, your acquaintances may have an influence over your characteristics and qualities. You're not very sure as to who you are, and so when someone says you should do it this way, you just listen. And the more this happens, the further away from yourself you get. And then the harder it is to identify what is in alignment with you. The harder it is then to figure out who you truly are, because you'll then have to delayer. This is how intuition is developed. You become very clear on who you are, so it's easy to make decisions as to how to get to where you want to go your own unique way, in a way that feels good to you, in a way that is enjoyable to you. Because let's face it, even if you have a goal and you're very clear on it, you can make it hard to get there, or you can try to find the most enjoyable way to get there. And the most enjoyable way to get there is going to be the way that feels best to you. But you don't know what feels best to you if you don't know who you are and what is in alignment with you. Once you become clear on who you are, you'll be able to put your unique stamp on everything you do, the way you do it, why you do it, in the order you do it. And your unique way of doing things is what sets you apart from everyone else. There's only one of you, and that's amazing. There's no one else in the world that wants and does things the exact same way as you. But if you are allowing other people's opinions or other people's "you should do this" to influence how you do things and why, you are not living uniquely. You are not putting your own stamp on things. You are not allowing yourself to be distinguished. And therefore, You are just fitting a mold rather than being the change, right? Rather than doing things in a way that is enjoyable to you, you do things in a way that is enjoyable to other people. And then there's not as much passion behind it. You can't use your creative thoughts and abilities when you are doing something the way someone else would, rather than doing it the way that feels best to you. And your uniqueness, again, is what distinguishes you from other people. It's what's going to set you apart, to make you noticed, to inspire others to be their true self as well. You see, more clarity equals less regrets. Because later on, after all is said and done, there will be no thinking back to the situation with all these what ifs. What if I had done it the way I wanted? Because when you're clear on who you are and what you want, you will do it in the way that you want. So how do you find personal clarity? Well, one way is to begin to cut out external influences. Spend a day without social media and TV, right? So that you can't compare yourself to others. So that you can't see someone doing something in such a way that then will influence the way you do it. Take a day without these external influences like social media and TV, and then take note throughout your day of your own thoughts and opinions. A second way is when you do have a decision to make and you come to what you think is your final decision, don't talk to anybody else about it for the next 24 to 48 hours, as long as time permits. This way, you can sit with your decision. You can allow your decision to ferment within you so that at the end of 24 to 48 hours, you are very strong in your decisiveness. You have a lot of thought power behind this decision. And so even if you do speak it to others and they don't agree with you, you sat with it for that long, you are very happy with your decision, and they have way less of a toll on your decision. And a third way to become more clear is to become the observer of yourself and all the situations that you are in. Become the observer, as if you are watching yourself on a movie screen in front of you. What would you tell that character? What advice would you give that person? Or as if you are your best friend coming to you for advice on this particular situation, what would you tell your best friend? What personal opinion of yours would you give to them for them to ponder? And what I'm not saying is to not allow constructive criticism into your life or to not allow different perspectives into your life, right? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is not to allow so many external influences to dictate how you do things and why you do them constantly. Because this takes you further and further away from your truest self. And when you are your truest self, you can live your truest life. You can do what is truly passionful to you. You can do what truly feels best to you. You can put your uniqueness on everything you do and how you do it. And that is what will set you apart. And additionally, that's going to inspire other people. Hey, if they are over there being completely unique, being independent, not fearing the opinions or judgments of others, I could do that too. So by you being your truest self, you're actually benefiting the world, being the change you wish to see. Think about it. I wish you personal clarity. It's a journey. I'm still working on mine. Every once in a while when I make a decision, I sit with it for a while and I say, why did I even make that decision? Did I make that decision because I felt I should, because I felt others will approve of it, or did I make that decision because it feels totally in line with me? And once you begin to find that clarity within, once you begin to find that unique stamp, you'll just intuitively know what is right for you. When you have a thought or an idea or are presented with a thought or an idea, and it just strikes that chord of truth within you, it's going to feel so exciting. You're going to know that's for me. I want to do that. This is how I'm going to do it. Sure, you may have done it that way, but I am me and I want to do it this way. Thank you so much for watching. I'm eternally grateful for you. Let me know what you thought of this video. I would love to hear it down in the comments below. Thank you.